Genoa City is about to explode, and you won't believe who comes home just as Sharon and Nick launch a desperate, heart-pounding search for their kidnapped son. A legendary Newman figure makes a stunning return that threatens to flip the entire family dynamic on its head. With time running out, secrets closing in, and a holiday reunion that could reignite old rivalries, next week's chaos is building toward a moment no Y&R fan will want to miss. Welcome to Celebrity Gossip 24 Hours, where the drama unfolds and the stories captivate. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of Young and the Restless, revealing the untold tales and hidden truths behind the headlines. Sharon and Nick's race against time, and a shocking Newman-era comeback hits Genoa City. Next week on The Young and the Restless, heartbreak, danger, and long-awaited family reunions collide as November sweeps race toward their final stretch. While Thanksgiving brings together several of Genoa City's most influential families, others face a nightmare they never saw coming. And tucked between the celebrations and the chaos is a legacy return guaranteed to send ripples through the Abbott clan. Here's your full, refreshed, non-spoiler copying breakdown of the biggest moments coming up the week of November 24th. Phyllis takes the fall, but the wedding fiasco isn't her fault. Christine and Danny's long-anticipated wedding continues to stir emotions across town, and unsurprisingly, many fingers point toward Phyllis Summers when disaster strikes. The bride's sudden allergic reaction to flowers sent shockwaves through the GCAC, prompting guests to wonder if red had finally gone too far. But the truth is much more mundane, and much more painful for Phyllis. The floral mix-up traces back to an honest mistake made by Esther, who had no idea chrysanthemums would send Christine into an allergic flare-up. Still, that doesn't stop the room from eyeing Phyllis with suspicion. To make matters worse, Phyllis's proximity to the event only fuels the gossip. Since she's living at the GCAC, she's already on site when wedding prep begins. Her attempt to warn Danny that he's settling once again only intensifies tension. Daniel, exhausted by his mother's lingering resentment toward Christine, begs her to leave before the ceremony begins. His plea cuts deep, especially since Phyllis already feels pushed aside, watching her son escort Christine down the aisle in a moment she wishes she could erase. Despite the drama, the ceremony is filled with familiar faces. Gina Roma makes a rare appearance to support her brother, accompanied by Nina Webster, both of whom will be heading out of town shortly after the festivities. Amy Lewis, another seldom-seen Genoa City figure, also attends. Yet their reunion doesn't come without friction. When Kane arrives to pick up Phyllis at the hotel, he faces harsh comments from Amy and Nina, still grieving their sons and still holding Kane partially responsible. Surprisingly, Kane shows remarkable restraint, admitting to Phyllis that he deserves every ounce of their anger. Phyllis opens up to Kane and admits a harsh truth. While Christine and Danny exchange vows under the guidance of officiant Michael Baldwin, Phyllis and Kane retreat to Crimson Lights for a moment of honesty. Kane pushes her to confront the real reason she can't let go of her rivalry with Christine. Although Kane suspects Phyllis still carries a torch for Danny, she sets the record straight. Her grudge isn't about romance, it's about pride. Losing to Christine, especially in matters of the heart, is something Phyllis simply can't stomach. For Phyllis, it's less about Danny and more about being overshadowed by a woman she has long considered her opposite. By week's end, Christine officially becomes Mrs. Romolotti. But the celebration doesn't stay peaceful for long. The reception turns explosive when Phyllis crashes again. Despite Daniel's plea and Kane's warnings, Phyllis can't resist one last dramatic moment. She and Kane arrive at the wedding reception uninvited, immediately drawing stares from every corner of the room. In classic Phyllis fashion, she reaches for a champagne flute and announces she'd like to make a toast. The crowd freezes, bracing for an explosion that could ruin the newlyweds' night. Whether she's about to unleash a trademark red rant or deliver a rare show of grace remains anyone's guess, but if history is any indicator, trouble is brewing. Nick and Sharon's terrifying search, a parent's worst nightmare begins. While wedding chaos dominates the GCAC, the most gripping storyline unfolds several states away. Nick and Sharon race to Los Angeles to find Noah, who vanished after being drugged and abducted alongside Sienna. Their only lead is a manipulative figure, Mitch, also known as Matt, whose twisted mind games push the parents to the brink. Matt promises directions to Noah but instead drags them into a psychological maze. Sharon and Nick end up searching through a sprawling storage yard filled with towering metal doors and scattered debris. Nick calls for Noah until his voice cracks, while Sharon clings to hope through desperate prayers. Just when fear threatens to overwhelm them, Nick spots something suspicious, a moment that may finally crack Matt's twisted plan wide open. What he discovers could be the key to saving Noah and Sienna before time runs out. A holiday miracle, Ashley Abbott returns home. Back in Genoa City, Thanksgiving brings a heartwarming, though temporary, reunion. The Abbott mansion fills with familiar faces: Jack, Diane, Tracy, Billy, Sally, Kyle, and young Harrison all gather to celebrate the holiday. But the true surprise comes when Ashley Abbott walks through the door, marking a major legacy comeback. Her entrance fills the room with a wave of nostalgia and relief, cementing the moment as one of the Abbott family's most meaningful holiday gatherings in years. Claire also attends, though sources suggest Kyle may be gently pushing her toward reconnecting, pressure that could send her straight into the company of someone far less complicated, like Holden Novak. Only 3 episodes next week, holiday preemptions ahead. Due to Thanksgiving and Black Friday sports coverage, The Young and the Restless will only air new episodes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are fully preempted. That means the show is packing as much drama as possible into the early part of the week, so don't miss a day. What else to expect? Music, misery and mixed motives. Here's what's unfolding around town as November sweeps conclude. Daniel and Tessa deliver a heartfelt original song during the reception, another moment guaranteed to sting Phyllis. The Newmans may face a fractured Thanksgiving, especially if Noah's rescue mission keeps Nick and Sharon away from home. Phyllis and Kane might find themselves dining alone, their status as Genoa City outcasts more apparent than ever. Audra, still navigating fallout from recent revelations, may also spend the holiday without company. With only 3 episodes to work with, the show is tightening every storyline, pushing characters into emotional crossroads that will spill over into December. Final thoughts: a short week packed with high stakes. Between a dangerous kidnapping, a wedding overshadowed by drama, a long-awaited family reunion, and a classic Phyllis-style spectacle, next week promises to deliver everything fans crave from late sweeps episodes. Buckle up, because even with fewer episodes, Genoa City is about to erupt. For more of the latest updates and behind-the-scenes secrets from Young and the Restless, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Stay in the know with every new release.